What does the School of Engineering do?
Okay, well, that's a good question, Ryan. That's a hard question to answer simply, so let me say a few things and maybe we can get into some things. Of course, we're responsible for engineering programs, undergraduate and graduate, in key areas. And I'll talk about a few of those in the course of this. But I think the other thing to realize is how much technology affects all of our lives. And you've got that camera there. We all carry these. How long have you had your cell phone? 10 years?
I actually don't have one.
You don't have one? Oh, okay. Well, a bad question then. The point is we're surrounded by technology. That cell phone, okay, has really sophisticated computer chips in it. It is a computer. It's got software in it. In fact, it's got more computing power than the combined Allied forces had in 1945. So the school has a much bigger role than just our majors because technology is such a part of everything that we do, and it's very important for people to understand that. So I think it's important for people to know that engineering is a really humanistic endeavor. It's done by people and for people, and it only matters if it comes out in products that make people's lives better. So one of the roles of the school is to really teach all the UNM students what technology is about and what engineering means. There's a lot of confusion between engineering and the sciences. And there's relationships, but they're also very different. And this picture of engineers as kind of, nerds off in a corner by himself calculating is not how it works. We work in teams, go out in industry, Intel, Microsoft, they all want people to work in teams. More and more our engineering students, we are about almost up to 30% women in the undergraduate enrollment. And the real point is that all engineers are working to make things better for people, really practically improve things. Because of the rapid pace at which technology advances, it's an interesting job, and we've got our work cut out for us making sure our students learn what they need to learn. We partner with almost every other college. Now, naturally, we partner with the sciences. That's pretty obvious and wouldn't be a surprise. But you might be surprised to know that one of our strong partners is the College of Fine Arts. We have, in the digital media program that you may have read about, you might have even written about it. We have a partnership with Fine Arts where art faculty members and music faculty members work with engineering faculty members in a lab called the Arts Technology Center. And Sony ImageWorks is coming here. We are a member of the elite group of IPAC schools, which includes places like University of Southern California and UCLA, Carnegie Mellon. The reason is because they were impressed with the way engineering partners with fine arts. So that's a really exciting opportunity. Digital media, it's partly about your camera there, but it's also about new forms of conveying information, new forms of art. So we have partnerships with School of Medicine in biomedical engineering. That's probably our fastest growing program, where we're trying to develop lower cost medical technologies that can cure people, and being able to work with the Health Science Center, with the School of Medicine, College of Pharmacy, really enables us to do really great things. So we have these broad partnerships, and it makes it all very exciting. New building is very important. It's our first new building in a long time, about 20 years. In the first place, it replaces outmoded buildings. Now, one thing about engineering is that it's a contact sport. You learn it by doing it. And our curricula are really structured for hands-on, for projects. One of our greatest projects is the Formula SAE race car. Every year, students from a number of engineering departments, principally mechanical, build a race car from scratch. The engine is stock, but they modify it strongly, and then they actually take it to Detroit and compete. So that's an example of the kind of hands-on work that the engineering students do. But they do it in every department. They learn by doing. They carry out research, do hands-on research. So we had these old buildings, some of them 60 years old, and the facilities were just outmoded, and there's just no way we could teach. What the new building gives us is a modern building with new space, new laboratories, to be able to keep current with technology. So if we're training our engineering and computer science students to develop the next technology, we better have the best technology we can for them to do that. Now that building is going to be like a living laboratory. It's going to be a showplace for all things related to information technology. There will be displays that will let you look at the instantaneous consumption of energy in that building, what all the HVAC systems are doing, the air conditioning, the heating, so forth and so on. And there will actually be projects where students will be able to program new algorithms that will save energy. They might put sensors in a room and then change the heating to that room based on the sensors. So we want that. Not only will there be laboratories, modern laboratories to replace the old ones, but the whole building itself will be like one giant laboratory in the sense that it's an example of, it will be an example of efficient energy usage and all that you have to do to achieve that.
So what do you think the future of engineering is in the next 50 years?
That's a very good question, and I don't pretend to have a good enough crystal ball to see that far, but let me speculate a little. We think we're in the information revolution, but we haven't seen nothing yet. If you want a glimpse of what's going to happen, let's all try to figure out what Google's doing. We don't know, do we? What we know is they're building these humongous server farms with a lot of computers. They search really well. Their stock is incredible. You know, Google could end up owning all of television. Google could wipe out all of broadcast TV if they learn how to deliver. They bought YouTube, right? And so what I think is we are going to continue to see a good 10 to 15 more years of rapid development of technology, because the hardware stuff, the stuff that you don't see that's in your camera and my cell phone, has been developing, becoming twice as powerful every 18 months. It's been doing that for the last 30 years, and that's called Moore's Law. Okay. It's not a law, of course, it's just an empirical observation. That'll keep on for another, people speculate, but I'd say there's another good 10 years and maybe 15 years. So we're going to continue with this having this increased capability to compute, to store information, to process information, and to communicate. Very important. But what's really going to happen is when we learn how to harness all of that into information systems that are built on really sophisticated computation. I mean, right now, we've got some things, but comparatively speaking, they're pretty dumb. You can't, computers just can't think the way humans think, and I don't think they ever will be able to. But eventually, we will be able to learn how to process information and accomplish things in ways that are unimaginable. And that, I think, is what's going to happen next 50 years. One of the biggest areas of impact will be medicine. We will finally be able to manage all of the information from research in medicine, the information on, we already have the human genome decoded. I think once we're able to have it where we can have our own genomes decoded for $100, that will open the door to individualized medicine, to therapy that's tailored to your DNA, yours and only yours. They'll know where everything is on your DNA, and you'd be able to deal with diseases and who knows what. Enormous ethical issues with this, just like there's always been. So this isn't a simple black and white thing, and there's going to be complex issues to deal with on that, social issues and social upheaval that'll go with it. But I think there will be some exciting advances in information technology that will make everything we have today look, you look like it's like it's child's play compared to what's going to happen.